Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Ian Wolf. I'm the coordinator of student conduct at Bergen Community College. I'm joined today by Jenny Gammas, who's a student conduct generalist. We're going to be reviewing the entire process for dean certification and record request. And we're going to go back and forth and model it where I'm a student asking Jenny questions about the process, and she's going to provide answers based upon what our institutional and departmental policies are as of April 1st, 2020. So without further ado, let's take it away. The first question that I have for you, Jenny, is what is the purpose of this form? I'm really confused. Can you help me make meaning of what's going on here?
Okay, so the purpose of this form is so when you're applying to a college, they would just like to know what kind of students they're accepting into their college. So they ask the generic questions of, has a student ever been found responsible for a violation of a student code of conduct, and is the student allowed back on campus? Again, they're really judging you based on just written records. So they would like to get to know you through those written records the best way that they can.
So besides just a college asking for this while I'm transferring, how else could other organizations and what types of organizations would ask for this type of form?
So also when you're like applying for a job with the government or civil service, or if you're going into the military or law enforcement, they will usually do a really heavy background check on you, which includes looking into all the colleges that you've ever attended. Um, that's just how they do it. Again, it's more of a basis of trying to get to know you through written records.
Awesome. That really helped explain the process. The next thing that I want to go over is I'm going to screen share what this actually looks like. So I'm going to start by screen sharing the website. Now, Jenny, we're here on the bergen.edu website. How do you recommend navigating to this form?
Okay, so once you're on our website, what the best way to do it is just at the very top in the search box, just put record request,
Okay.
the search button, and it should be the very first little blue tab up right there, disciplinary records request form. That is where you would click, and then right there is how you would submit a request to our office in order to get your college report filled out, or any other type of form that is like a college report, or how you would get a background check for a letter of good standing for a job that you're applying to that would like to have that from our school.
So I would just like to chime in that I would agree with Jenny in saying that you need to be as informed as possible. So please make sure if you're a student filling out this form that you're reading all of the top matter so that you know what's going on and that you understand what you're signing up for. It's important to mention that you need to submit or upload any related forms. We recognize that during COVID-19, you're not able to bring forms into campus. So later, Jenny will share her contact information about how you can reach out to her. But please bear in mind that there's a 2-week turnaround for this process, and Jenny will talk about that moving forward. But Jenny, as I'm going down this form, can you highlight certain areas for me that I should be paying special attention to?
Okay, so let's start off with the very first one. So student background information, we would just like to know who is the student who is submitting this form. For email address right here, it's fine if you put anything else that's other than your bergen.edu email address. What I really will be doing with this email address is just copying you on any forms that are submitted on your behalf to the schools that you're requesting, or to, and you just get copied on those. That's a way of you knowing that these forms were submitted on your behalf. Date of request. One big thing that students tend to do here is they tend to put their date of birth. That is not what you do there. You post when's the day that you actually submitted the request for our office to complete this form for you. It's just for kind of dating uh, documents. And then if we continue scrolling down in this document, you'll see again that it asks for your name, but the reason here is because this is the way that I look you up in our Bergen database that we have, and how we see, everything that the form is asking me to look at, your GPA, your um, dates of attendance, all that stuff. I get that through here. So this is where you would have to put your name, your Bergen ID number, date of birth, phone number where you can be reached, and an email address again. Just one quick note for those of you who are not applying as transfer students, but are applying for a law enforcement or any other type of job that would like this. Where it says Bergen ID number, I do understand that students sometimes come back many, many years after they have graduated from Bergen and do not remember their ID number. That is completely fine. Just in that spot right there for the Bergen ID number, you would have to provide your social security number. Please do not be scared by that. I know that some people get really scared and think, oh, someone has my social security number. We don't stay with that information. We simply use it to look you up in our Bergen database, and we edit it and change it to your Bergen ID number. And then your social security number is therefore deleted off of any documents that we have. It's just a way of me searching for you and getting exactly that is your file and that is your document in our database. If we continue down, so questions that we would like, this is just because these forms tend to ask us this. Yes, I can get this through looking on Colleague and looking through your student information, but sometimes we just want to make sure that what our records say is exactly what you have on your records end. So we just like to know the date that you've attended Bergen, if you've graduated or not, your current name. So sometimes we understand when students graduate or they're about to graduate, or even when they're in school, they get married or, other types of situations happen. You would just have to let us know in order to be sure that the record that I'm looking at is definitely your record. Last names change, first names change. It's just the way things work now. So it's more, again, it's more of a question of just trying to pinpoint you and exactly getting your information out to the law enforcements or the schools that you're applying to. When we continue on for employment and law enforcement agency, if you're applying to this process, just read that, and we would just like to know where it is you're applying to, just so we're sure on our end that we're sending the information correctly out to the places that you would like us to like it to be sent out. But then the process changes a little bit for transfer students. For transfer students, we do send out your college report when it is required of us, when it's required by a college official to send it out for you. So here is where you would document that, saying, I'm applying to TCNJ and this is the email address where I would like my college report to be sent. And you do that right there. It's more of an easier way of us just kind of getting everything done for you and sending it out where you need it to be sent out. And then just at the very bottom, by submitting this form, it's really just you giving us permission to actually send it out to TCNJ or Ramapo or whatever, whichever school you are applying to. And then very last thing is supporting documents. This is where you would upload your college report or any other such forms that are like a college report, or your release form that that the law enforcement has provided to you in order for us to do the background check on your behalf. Please note that we do require you, especially now with everything that's going on, we definitely need you to upload a document onto here. If you do not upload a document onto your submission, it just prolongs the process in me having to email you and then going back and forth and maybe getting a little confused right there. Just be sure to always upload something when you submit their support. And that's kind of it with this online.
Awesome. So I'm going to stop sharing this for right now, Jenny. Thank you for reviewing that entire process with us. I just have 2 additional questions for you. Let's say I fill out the form and 2 weeks later, I want to apply to an additional school. What should I do at that point?
Okay, so you do not have to submit another request. The only thing that you would really have to do is just email me. So my email address is jgamez, that's JGAMEZ at bergen.edu. You would just have to email me and say, hi, I'm also applying to this school and they would also like my college report. Can you please send it out to them? And you would provide me with the email address for those. I document everything on my end. So say a week later, you email me and say, hi, was this a request completed? I just look into your files that I have for you and documents that I've sent out. And I can say, yes, I've definitely sent this out because we just document everything on our end, which is why we always say emailing is the best way really to do it, especially when it comes to your college reports and transferring over to other schools.
Now, the last question that I have for you, Jenny, is we recognize that college is closed, the physical structure is closed during COVID-19. Is everything still operating as normal in the ability for your office, the Office of Student Conduct, to get these requests done while we're working remotely?
Yes, definitely. We're still doing everything on our end that we have to do. Um, it's just all being done via PDF and electronic signatures. Um, so does the process take the process does not take any longer than it should. The only really big difference that I will mention to students, and since they will be copied on these emails, I would like you to not get nervous on this. But if you notice, the college report does ask for the school seal, which is something that we no longer have access to because we're not in we're not in the building, and that's not really something that you bring along to your home and like use. But we have talked to some schools and they understand everything that's going on uh, with what's going on right now in the world. And it's fine if we do not have the school seal for now. And again, we have been in contact with the schools and everyone is understanding with what's going on. So everything would just be filled out electronically. So.
Awesome. Jenny, so thank you for doing this Q&A with me. Can you one more time give me your best way to contact you?
So best way to contact me is via email. So my email once again is jgamez@bergen.edu. That's JGAMEZ@bergen.edu.
Thank you very much, Jenny. This was brought to you by the Office of Student Life and Conduct. Signing out.